There's a rumor going round.
All the rumors are true, yeah. What you heard, that's true, yeah.
First in. Ooh. Any day when you wake up and you haven't been murdered in the night is a good day.
Vanda was convinced that she'd be the faithful's prime suspect as she didn't vote to banish Lauren, but as more players joined the breakfast table, the players were still pumped about getting rid of a traitor.
Why did Lauren vote for Dylan?
Except for one very large loose end.
Why did she not vote Robbie? And that makes no sense at all. Is Dylan a traitor?
That expression on your face, Lieutenant, what are you thinking?
I can't think of a better vote of confidence for me as a faithful than having the only traitor we've identified point at me.
Dylan, seriously? This is no time for sarcasm. Anyway, Brooke came up with a loyalty test for Matt, and he totally aced it, rocking those gruesome PJs like a boss.
Who didn't vote for Lauren?
I didn't vote for Lauren.
You went out on your own last night.
Yeah, that's...
Well, I only said that it could mean that.
I see. Having second thoughts, Mrs. Fletcher?
No, I am still positive.
Yeah, that's why I feel above the parapet.
Yeah. Why did Vanda vote Chris instead of Lauren? And my guess is that Vanda may be a traitor.
Philly was the last player to walk in at breakfast, which meant that Kristen became the traitor's next victim. Chris got murdered, but hey, the game must go on. And so Paul joined the players, congratulating them on their success in banishing a traitor.
Kristen, no longer with us. She will be missed by us all.
The players were playing detective, speculating as to why the traitors eliminated Kristen. Mike thought Colin and Vanda could be traitors, and on their way to their third mission, the players were all speculating who could be a traitor.
He'd voted for Lauren, but it looked to me like maybe he felt like he betrayed a friend.
This whole thing's starting to fall apart like a paper airplane in a rainstorm. I'm seeing visions of me on the witness stand.
Welcome to today's mission, players. Today is my birthday.
Happy birthday to you. You live in a zoo.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to me. Paul Henry will be throwing himself a birthday party, and the players were split into two groups. The entertainment group had to play songs using those spells, and the other group had to identify the three songs and match the song to its music box.
Inside the matching music box is an abstract photo of a full-size sculpture.
And the full-size sculpture is somewhere in the garden. Now, once the players locate the sculpture, they had to take a picture of it and give it to Paul within 7 minutes.
Identified sculpture adds $1,500 to your prize fund. If you get all three, $4,500.
The players collectively won $4,500, bringing up the prize pool to $14,500. But things got interesting on the ride back from the mission when Brooke discovered Dan's demeanor had changed. Could this be trouble for traitor Dan?
I think Dan Singh is a traitor.
Jesus, Tom, I was just speculating about a hypothesis.
I'm 80% sure that Dan is a traitor now. And that could be crazy for me.
My one problem, that's a different story than you told last time.
Brooke made his rounds and he learned that Matt and Vanda were everyone's prime suspects, but Brody wasn't convinced of either Matt or Vanda being traitors. But then it was time for the banishment ceremony where things got intense.
Our biggest clues come from last night's round table.
That's the sound of the police! That's the sound of the beast!
13 of us voted for
Lauren.
And 4 people didn't, 3 of whom are still here.
This is what I have so far.
Can you all explain why you missed the boat or why you didn't vote for Lauren?
I'm seeing visions of me on the witness stand and Linda Dixon's lawyer stripping away my skin layer by layer.
Matt bless his heart to try to convince the players as to why he didn't vote for Lauren, but will they buy into his excuse? Then Vanda told the group Lauren wasn't even on her radar, she was just obsessed with Kristen. And Colin, oh Colin, his argument for not voting for Lauren was that he was obsessed and suspicious of Vanda.
So Vanda, what would you say to convince us, because your name has come up
that you're not a traitor.
Sir? Sir, are you listening to me, sir? Sir, I'm talking to you!
Well, I'd say straight out, I'm a faithful.
I couldn't take down an owlbear. I'll ask you one more time. Tell the truth. Did you kill that owlbear, Red?
I wear my heart on my sleeve a bit, and I sure as hell going to the poker face, and I'm beginning to think that I've got totally shit judgment.
I already told you it wasn't me.
I feel like there's a deliberate pile-on Vanda. Started by you.
Brody called out Colin for deflecting the votes onto Vanda instead of himself, talk about a bold move. Then Robbie, she wanted to know why Lauren voted for Dylan while he decided to throw his accusations onto Mike. It was just pure chaos.
There was an out for you there because people were starting to focus on Mike. You literally just came to defend him.
He came to ask me to join his party.
I'm almost definitely sure you're a faithful now.
That was just Albert's way of testing me.
Wait, how are you standing there right now? You were just behind the counter.
After a heated session in the banishment room, the majority of votes went to Mike and he was banished from the game for good. But before he left, he dropped a bombshell. He was actually a faithful and he became the Kiwis' first faithful to be banished.
That went well.
That went well.
That went well.
And here's where things get interesting. The traitors, those sneaky little devils, decided to seduce and recruit a faithful. Matt suggested Kings, while Dan, he had his eyes set on Brooke, and in the end, they both agreed on recruiting Brooke, and it was just a smart move.
Bloody hell. Traitors would like to offer you the opportunity to join them. You now have the choice of whether to become a traitor or remain a faithful.
Hey you, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.